just have a few remarks on the issues that have been mentioned. One of them about childhood care and motherhood leave. Maybe I wasn't very clear. The previous law used to say that the employee has to pay like 70 days if the mother goes home and doesn't look after her kids. So it's totally paid. So this is not even saying anymore. But what is new is that after the 70 days, the Social Security will cover the salary for another period of time, so that will give the mother time to stay at home with her child. So it will not be a challenge, financial challenge for her if she wants to stay at home with her. So I just wanted to make this clear. On the issue of quota, yes, we have been in this region very following up the successful stories around the world. And I would say that there have been so many studies in which it says that, like Harvard School did that, McKinsey, and so many others in Europe as well. They said if you have different variety on board, like different backgrounds, whether it's finance, legal, women, men, young, people with suits and people with jeans, the company will be more profitable. So it's to the benefit of the company to have female on the board. Once they see this, they would like to attract more. But for the beginning, then you have to have this kind of quota thing. So it's, I totally agree that sometimes we talk only amongst us, the women, in the world conferences, where it's better maybe sometimes to have more men, so they would hear this and they would be more convinced to see the benefits of having a female on the boards of their companies, because at the end of the day, private sector seeks profits. So thank you.
I think that when in a recent conference that I was in, some ladies from Northern Africa, a different country than this one, said to me, well, in our country, our husbands now are telling us that in the neighboring countries, it's not going so well economically because women have been empowered. And I think it's a serious issue, because this lady was looking at me, and she is in her heart convinced, and she's a faithful person. But she didn't know how to respond to this observation around her. So I think data is very important. And to complement the statistics, let me mention something that is absolutely obvious to everybody in your mind, except that it has never impregnated. There have been studies showing that where there is gender equality, and there is a correlation between gender equality, SDI attraction, and trade. So the theme this morning was also, how do I go abroad? So how do you attract, how do you trade, how do you intervene with others? Well, gender equality is just a small stepping stone. That's one element that I wanted to add to this discussion. And then in response to Gina and making the link to our Italian colleague, I think that one has to continue pushing for our girls to go into the right education. And we know in OECD countries that the girls are not in STEM. But where is the future tomorrow with international artificial intelligence? Where is the world going? The world is going into STEM. So we as mothers, when we have girls, we have to continue that they go to STEM, and then maybe work a little bit on the legislation in some countries, because when women don't have the right to choose to marry, when they don't have the right to divorce, when they don't have the right to go into work because it's not in their marriage contract, well, then it's difficult that they apply to the jobs.
I would like to add I totally agree with you with gender equality, Nicola, and we are in Bahrain, the Supreme Council for Women, which is headed by the wife of the king. They are working so hard on gender equality for women in all ministries and all over Bahrain. And they are also promoting that in the private sector. I would like to share with you that women empowerment in Bahrain has been taken care of by the Supreme Council for Women, and they did a great job in all fields. And we reached to a level that women are empowered, I think, and they are trying to take them to the next level by trying to positioning them in higher level positions. I just want to share with you that 2 months ago, all Bahraini women celebrated one of the Bahraini women who made history in Bahrain, which is, and by election, she is heading the parliament in Bahrain today. So this is something that we are really proud of, and all the Bahraini women are proud of, and she's Mrs. Fawzia Zainal, and she's the sister of Mrs. Kaltham, who is sitting with us. She made us all proud. She made us all proud that she made history for the Bahraini woman, and I wanted to share this with you. Thank you.
2 points on some of the questions. Okay. The first lady who came up said women do not want work. And Dina said women are not applying for it. Okay. Women do not have information about opportunities. This is very critical. We did a study at ECS, detailed study about women and the fact that why they are not working, why they are not starting projects. Okay? There are reasons. The most important reason was actually the lack of information. And because of that, we produced a guide for women that is actually outside, okay? And it's available on our website that has the details for how to start a business. From the psychometric test, which shows whether you are capable or not to start a project, okay? Down to every single detail, where to go, what kind of papers to take. Okay? It's a very nice guide actually for men and women. Okay, but it was done originally for women. It applies for everybody. So the lack of information is the problem. They don't know about the opportunities. They're afraid to go to the bank. One of the reasons that they get the information from their husbands and their fathers, and who are not exactly particularly keen on having them take over. So the information issue is one of the main reasons. Okay, before we close this session, I'm going to ask each one of my lovely panelists, okay, in 1 minute. 1 minute. In 1 minute, you say one last word on the most important thing, because we are searching for drivers of change. Many things need to be changed, but there are things that are called drivers of change. As if you're taking a stone and you're throwing it in the line, the bigger the stone, the bigger the circles around. So the driver of change, okay, is the change that will bring about other changes and improve the situation. Okay? 1 minute. I'm terrorizing Mukhtar, but I'm totally terrorized. She forgot what
As you can see, I'm totally terrorized. I don't even know what my closing line is. So, no, but having said that, the one thing that emerged out of this entire project that we did was, it was highly successful and it gave a non-existent ministry one of the most powerful positions today. She has been, this ministry has brought in labor laws related to women, to their leave after pregnancy, after childbirth, equal pay. So it has made a huge difference in the way the parliament functions today regarding legislation. So that was a huge thing that we achieved.
I would like to conclude that every woman entrepreneur, whatever she's doing, she should continue doing that in a confident way. And even if she fails, she should try again. And she has to make sure that her voice is being heard, and to try to change the legislative rules that will affect her business. Plus, I would like to add that I think that governments should adopt or learn from other initiatives in other countries to enhance and foster entrepreneurship. Of course, with considering the different cultures. This is something very important. We are here to learn from each other for a better future for all of us. Thank you very much.
Yes, I think I want to drive on what you just said, saying that indeed we have to learn on one another, but we have also to, of course,
take account of the local setup. For me, what was an eye-opener, and I would encourage everybody to continue doing that. It is a very complex issue, and all the issues that Abla, you have been nominating, institutional, political, educational, legislative, they're all interconnected. So there's not one thing alone that we can identify. We need men on board because alone we cannot make it. But for me, it is important really to understand the interconnection between the different phenomena, and when you move one element, how does it interfere into the last? And I think the last one that I learned from Patricia this morning was to be a little bit blunt and courageous about our ideas.
Maybe our partners and the colleagues, men in the business community, we have to show that we really don't compete with them, but we are enlarging the pie. So it's a success, it's a win-win for everybody, for them, for us, and for the countries and for the community at large. So sometimes, because once we talk about, this is my closing line about quotas, they believe that we're taking their seats wherever they are. And I think this is a perception that is, I believe, is totally wrong. So I hope we are leaders in this room. We can lobby more to have more leaders, senior leaders, whether in political issues or in economic issues, on boards, on the parliament. Because the more you see women on the top positions, then we can really bring others with us together. And we can do together in terms of business and economic development, which we really might need, especially in our part of the world. So I truly hope that if we believe in this, we can work together into having more quota systems at all levels, and then we can really work together to make our work better. Thank you.
I am in a fortunate position to have very courageous conversations and intimate dialogues with women all over the world. And there is a universal value in that. And that is the global syndrome of dysfunctional false modesty. And it is, if you look at your own language, there are so many disclaimers in our language. And if we want our voice heard, we really have to look at ourselves in order and to point out to each other that isn't helpful. And it can be a polite way to even get granted that you're allowed to be in the room, but we are already in the room. We already have a seat at the table, so make your voice heard. So a few suggestions. Amplify female colleagues or other board members in a business meeting. That is so important. What I mean by amplify is that you point out what Albert said, I agree with, because we all know the phenomenon of mansplaining. This is the opposite. So that's one. Second is realize you're already a role model. It's not up to you to decide that you're not. Other women decide for you that you're a role model, so you have to live up to it because you're already successful. And to realize that as an amplifier is very important. And last, it's all about sisterhood, but please, along my definition. And what is that? That is a trusted dialogue about what hinders, engages, and inspires in each other, so that it's a direct line and not fire other women. So if we can really give each other the feedback in the moment, don't be afraid, can create a connection, that will make us better than what we're doing already. So that's my call to action for you.
And I have to conclude by saying, let's not underestimate the severity of this discrimination. In the 50s and 60s, women were the computer programmers. It was seen as women's work. We've been pushed out of this sector. I know countless women who have left working environments because they found it intolerant. We cannot accept that.
don't underestimate it. Even when we've got equal opportunities and equal rights, we have to keep the conversation going. I think my generation's made a little bit of a mistake in that respect in the UK, taking for granted that the opportunities were open, feminists being done with. We don't have to have that movement. We need to keep the conversation going. I think, Bukta, you shared with me privately, it can be very subtle. It can be so subtle that we're not even aware of it. I don't know whether I'm allowed to tell your story. But, you know, when your son sort of says, oh, Mum, why don't you just sit down and relax for a little minute? So like, because this inspires me, I'm passionate about it, what I want to do. But of course it's easy to sort of say, oh, okay, I'll just sit down. We mustn't sit down, we have to keep moving. And one of the things we came out of one of the global brainstorm events we did was we believe, not just women, but in general, that we need cash to succeed, access to finance, we've spoken about that. But the reality of this is we need connections and we need credibility. Connections are obvious. Credibility is personal confidence and market environment confidence, badges of honour. Those award ceremonies, awarding startups and things, they make a massive difference. They give people's credibility on their idea. And finally, the frustration, the hurt, the pain in facing discrimination is real. I urge everybody to be a healer. Care, dare, share. Thank you.
I have one last word like my colleagues, and I have few last words, please.
1 minute.
1 minute. My last word is, we are always, whatever we talk about, the direction of the talk always goes to, we need to be tougher, we need to be stronger, we women. I personally think that it's not just by being in different positions and being board members that we're going to make a difference. I think we will make a difference by suggesting how to change the system. Let the developmental map, the developmental strategies, okay? Let women have contributions in it. Contribute to the legal changes, contribute to the institutional change, suggest changes. You don't have to be on the board to suggest the change, okay? You can write the change and suggest and have somebody else pass it. Be the drivers of change, okay? I think it's very important. Okay? As far as ECS is concerned, I want to say a few things. ECS is going to write a paper, okay, on this exactly, on the international experience, okay, and how to improve the legal system, institutional system, the training, benefiting from other countries. So what we did today is just a brainstorming for that session. Patricia is going to help us with the writing. Everybody else is going to contribute. Okay, I encourage you to pass ideas if you have them, so that you become also a part of this. This is one thing. The second thing, okay, I want to talk about something that's called Hub Africa that ECS is organizing in October 2019 to encourage entrepreneurship in Africa. Women is definitely part of it. Okay, I don't like to talk about women alone. It's youth. Women are part of the society. We should not isolate them by talking about women alone all the time. They are part of it. They're going to put the video for this session on the ECS website, along with information on governmental initiatives in India, okay, and other things that our colleagues on the panel are going to share. Okay, and we will share with you the paper as it comes out, and we encourage you to pass to us information. Yara is there, and our website is known. Finally, on my personal behalf and on behalf of the entire panel, I want to thank the Egyptian Women, Businesswomen Association. Okay, there is a whole team that is working there. I'm not going to start with Dr. Luna. Okay, I'm going to end with Dr. Luna because I have Imani Garfi, we have Manel, we have Laila, who suffered a lot here. There are lots of people who are working in the administration. I think they all need to be recognized, okay, for good organization. Technical staff and to the support bringing the panelists. Of course, it would not have been fun without going to the Nova City. And that's correct. Okay, well, thank you, and we are finishing right on time, 5 minutes early.